right then, karibuni sana. Welcome to Sporty Monday, and we are set to go. So many things to talk about, so we're going to jump right into it. All of the panelists are here. Kuna Stephen Shitera, every time, by the people, that Chelsea lose, Shitera's dressing changes. So we shall discuss in detail a little bit more. And you also have Fred Arocho, karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Ken Erickson Jerry will not be joining us today. I'm waiting to hear from one John Kianda. He was in Whistling Moran yesterday at the river watching Superbikes with Hot 96 and Citizen TV. So we'll wait to see if he'll be with us. But a lot to talk about, and we want to begin with Gor Mahia. Gor Mahia were beaten yesterday, but there was also much more than meets the eye. I want to talk about that. But first, let's take a look at the highlights of that particular game. Oh, well, all right. I'm told that the pictures there. But anyway, those are the pictures that have been dominating the conversation online. And those are pictures of players who walikuwa wamelala kwa airport hapo wakingoja. It must also be noted though that during layover, watu wanalalanga any which way in any airport. But however, it was a cause of concern for Kenyans, because they were asking, so after something like this, how do you expect the players to perform? There is an allegation that the officials went first, and then wakaenda kuuliza more time, and then they were denied more time. So there's a lot of push and pull in that direction. We'll begin with you, Arocho. Maybe you can tell us your views about that.
Well, it's an unfortunate situation. Well, players do, or any other person do, spend a lot of time at airports. But the truth must be told. Initially, they had 4 batches that were to travel in this particular match. First of all, the tickets came way late from the government. By around Friday, by around noon, that's when they received their tickets. So they were traveling in 4 batches. The first batch was to leave Nairobi at 5:30 p.m. Through Qatar. The second batch of about 4 officials, that is the assistant coach, the team doctor, were flying through Paris. That one was successful. They went through Paris. The second batch initially was, the third batch was initially was to travel through Congo, route through Congo. Then they were to pick a flight from Brazzaville to Berkane. Now this is the batch that had issues. And as much as we'd like to blame the officials, because initially, I'll blame them because they ought to have planned this way early.
Yes. In
any case, there was hitches, then they could have recovered. But it was planned in the sense that, first of all, there was no advance party. That went to Morocco. If they had an advance party, they could have known that on Sundays, there's no flight from Casablanca to Berkane. But going back to this flight that was to leave Nairobi at around 8:30 p.m., the flight couldn't have left Nairobi because there were technical issues with that particular plane. So they disembarked and boarded another plane. Now, before even they left the initial plane, they spent about 2 hours where the technicians were trying to make sure that the plane could take off. But unfortunately, after 2 hours, when the passengers felt that it was too much, there was commotion in that plane, so it couldn't have left. So they were moved to another plane. Now, when they moved to the second plane, signal came from Brazzaville that by the time this plane that was leaving Nairobi could have landed in Brazzaville, for another plane, to pick another plane from Brazzaville to Berkane, they were alerted that plane, they couldn't have reached in good time to get that plane. So they had to disembark once again. So they lost about 4 hours in that kind of push and pull. So they were accommodated back in Nairobi. They slept in Nairobi and left early in the morning on Saturday. But unfortunately, by the time they were leaving, there was no any other option other than the Qatar route, which could have meant that they will fly to Qatar, have a layover of 9 hours, then get a connection to Casablanca. Now, by the time they were reaching Casablanca, it was on a Sunday. There is no flight from Casablanca to Berkane. So this is what necessitated the issues. They got a bus. They drove for about 7 to 8 hours. That is about 610 kilometers from Casablanca to Berkane. So all said and done, I think it's about the organization, it's about preparation, it's about anticipating. There are two routes in Africa that you must anticipate danger. One is the West African route. If in any case you're going to Mali, Senegal, Togo, you need to prepare way early. The other route is, of course, North Africa. So that's what happened. But once again, I'm going to take a swipe on Gor Mahia's management. They need to learn from this. This is not the first time a Kenyan team is having issues as far as traveling is concerned. When we went to Cape Verde, the same thing happened. So I believe that the Gor Mahia management have learned from this incident. And I'd like to pick positives from what happened yesterday. Yes, Gor Mahia lost, but there were positives in that match. I like the way the attitude of Gor Mahia in that match. And that's why they even got a goal, a very lovely goal from Juma, which for me should be a positive. That's a goal they scored in North Africa. They had not scored a genuine goal in North Africa. And they even scared the Berkane fans when that goal went in. So basically, Gor Mahia should go back to the drawing board. Between now and November, Gor Mahia should be ready because the draws of Champions League, assuming that Gor Mahia is going to win the league, the Champions League draw is going to be out and they are going to be pitted once again with the rest of Africa, and I believe they're going to excel.
Yes. So for you, Shtera, who do you think, many people are taking a dig at different people. I see even Jaro Soldiers already tweeted in saying, our players did our best, let's not blame anyone. Congratulations to Gor Mahia, kwa umbali wamefika. We have learned a lot. Next time tutakuwa vizuri. For you, what do you think?
It's unfortunate that we are giving Gor Mahia that this is the time they need to learn. I think they should have learned a long time ago. They should have learned that they are in the CAF Confederations Cup. It's an international platform. And the blame will stops at the chairman's door, Ambrose Rachier. I think he has to carry the responsibility because traveling to North Africa or Morocco, you don't need to travel to Morocco to know when the flights are there from Casablanca to Berkane, because with the current age of technology, you can check the routes online and know that this is the route we need to take. Secondly, the fixture was out a long time ago. It's not that they were ambushed. They should have planned a long time ago about this fixture. Remember, Gor Mahia players went to the airport and then they came back because there were no tickets. I will not say that it's a problem that we will say that ni bahati mbaya. Hizi zote ni hekaya za Bunwasi tunajaribu kuongelelea hapa ati players, tickets, routes. You see, this issue started a long time even before Berkane came to Kasarani. You remember, Gor Mahia players had a go-slow over unpaid dues. They even abandoned training because they were not paid. So it's not something that has started today with the trip to Morocco. It started way before Berkane came to Kenya. And I can tell you for free that Gor Mahia would have won this encounter if there was proper planning, if there was proper preparation. So the whole blame goes back to the management.
Because it plays on the players'
because
mindset.
The first leg when Gor Mahia lost to Berkane here at home, it was due to poor preparation. Gor Mahia players gave their best when they edged out Petro Atletico of Angola. I think it was a signal to the management that we can do it, give us something, give us our pay. Because you can see on the social media, people are angry at the management. Their salaries are paid on time out of the players. So it's something that we really need to go back and check as football lovers in this country. Gor Mahia were representing the nation. And I believe Ambrose Rachier, on sensing that I have not secured tickets, he would have raised the alarm, as he has always done, giving Kenyans the pay bill number. And Kenyans have always contributed for Gor Mahia. Even well-wishers have come in, have always come in. I remember when Gor Mahia was playing in Madagascar, they had issues with the tickets. And the governor of Nairobi came in handy He paid the allowances and paid them and bought tickets for them. So Ambrose Rachir should have he should have anticipated that I'm sensing danger ahead. And he should have communicated to Kenyans. Gor Mahia was representing Kenya. It was carrying the Kenyan flag. So it is a shame to see players lying. Okay, they say, wanasema kwamba ati ni kawaida layoff. But to me, sio kawaida for a contingent of players. You see a player carrying a national flag? No. For you as an individual, you can. But for players who are representing a great nation like Kenya, it's a shame. They should have done early preparation. Have direct flights to Rabat. They could have planned earlier. That is my main concern. So it goes back to the management and chairman, Ambrose Rachir. So
what should we do, Arocho? What do you think we should do, going forward? Because my worry is, and I remember immediately, and not to say that we are also anticipating, but immediately that Kenya qualified for AFCON. You remember my tweet? I said that okay, it's good we've qualified. Let us not as we get towards June, start hearing things about woes, pesa ilikuwa inakuja in batches.
Who has not been paid.
Nani hajalipo. What do you need to do? Because now we're looking at the footballing fraternity, because we've been complaining about quality of players. Now the quality is there. We are qualifying for this, beg your pardon, for these matches, and now we're in AFCON, and we'll talk about that in a short while. So what do you need to do?
Well, we need to plan early. I'm happy that there's a team that left Nairobi for Cairo, as far as the national team is concerned. I saw the head coach, Minye, I saw the team manager of Harambee Stars, and I saw the CEO of the federation, plus the federation president. They were in Cairo. They inspected the facilities. They were in Paris. They inspected the facilities that we are going to use in our preparation. So basically is just prior preparation. You need to anticipate danger. I think Gor Mahia did not anticipate danger. They just assumed that all will be well, and that one was their main undoing. It should just come automatically when you're preparing for such a match. And I'll echo his sentiments because this is a big contingent. If you are going for your own safari, you can sleep on the floor. But these are players who are going to play. There's a very big difference when you're just going for your own leisure, because you can afford to sleep for another 8 hours and then perhaps get into what you're going to do wherever you're going. But these are players who are going to play. You must, first of all, Gor Mahia must have an advance party. I don't see how you're going to work in this age and time without an advance party. You need to have at least a person who goes to the venue and to see the country. Because if in any case somebody went earlier, they could have realized that there is no flight on Sunday, for example. They could have realized that the distance between Casablanca and Marcane is a big distance. 610 kilometers in a bus, for just crying out loud, is a long distance. And that's why CAF and FIFA put a regulation that if it's 200 kilometers plus from the capital city, then you must have a flight. So that means that if in any case our match is, for example, in Kenya, when we're having a match, let's say in Mombasa, then the team definitely will land in the capital city. That's what's assumed. Then the moment you have more than 200 kilometers, the venue for the match, FIFA and CAF stipulates that you must get a flight. So the people in Barkane expected us way early, and they had a flight for us. So because we went in batches, that's the reason why we had this issue. So once again, they need to learn that. And two, another thing that I personally picked from the trip, and also in that particular match, we must prepare for set pieces. We conceded a total of 5 goals against Berkane through either corner, throw-ins, or fouls. So basically, we are not good in the air. And this is something that I'm directing to the national team coach. We are going to play Algeria. Algerians are playing more or less the same, the way we saw the Moroccans, because they are tall, they are big, and they are very, very strong in the air.
So they're like me?
Yes, they are like you. So they are good in the air. So I think the national team should pick that. They should know that as you're preparing to play Algeria, and mark my word, if in any case we are going to concede a goal against Algeria in the AFCON, most likely it will be from a set piece. It will be from a corner. It will be from a throw-in. It will be from a penalty or a free kick. So basically, these are the things we need to learn as the football fraternity in Kenya. It's not only Gor Mahia. I assume and believe that there's a team that will be representing us in either CAF or Confederation. In any case we go to North Africa, we must know that these people are good in the air. We must prepare for that.
Yeah, that should actually what should happen. Now we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we are going to talk more about AFCON. However, we have asked a question online there. We're asking who is to blame for Gor Mahia's woes? Who is to blame for Gor Mahia's woes? I see you guys are already tweeting in. But, you know, we'll sample some of them when we come back. And then when we come back also, we'll talk about AFCON. We'll talk about Liverpool and Chelsea. And when, of course, there is that big game tomorrow at the Cathedral. Manchester United versus Barcelona, or rather in this case, Barcelona versus Manchester United. But more of that when we come back. Cheers, karibu.